Before we get into the video, make sure y'all like, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not subbed to me by now? My content is fire, from Transformers, news videos, stop motions, tour reviews, tour photography, music occasionally. My Instagram and TikTok are all linked down below. And, yeah. Let's get straight to it. Okay, so I just want to do a quick video on the Dinobots here. Finally got the whole trio in earlier this week. I did not overpay for these, so I know what you're thinking. Oh, he overpaid for these. He paid like $300. No, I know Grimlock, he going for a lot of money these days, but I got them from somebody selling them to me for $140 shipped, so great steal. Grimlock also came with his DNA design upgrade kit, so I got the cool little wheelie with him, which to me is miles better than the new Hasbro one that came out. I don't know why people saying... I see people on TFW saying that this is over-engineered and that the new Hasbro one is better, but I really beg to differ. And sometimes, I know this is all just opinion, but sometimes I really just wonder how much opinions matter, because this figure is way better. Sometimes I just question Transformers collectors' opinions, especially on TFW, but anyway, I just want to do a video talking about these three and size comparisons and which one I like the most, who would I rate and stuff like that. So I guess you could call this an overview, sort of a review, kind of, not really. There's already a ton of reviews out there, so I just want to talk about what I like about these figures and what I don't like, and just me vibing out, you know. I think these came out pretty fantastic. I do have a couple gripes, like Sludge. He had the loose panels right here, so I had to tighten those up. I did the dab of super glue. I did that trick, and that tightened them up just fine. The one that I got, I don't know if the guy that previously owned this one fixed the ankles before I got them, but his are solid. They're not moving. Nicely ratcheted. Same with the hips. And, yeah, other than that, I'm really digging them. Transformation, I'd have to say, he's my least favorite to transform. Grimlock is my second, and then Slag is my favorite to transform, I'd say. I'm going to transform these guys into their Dinobot modes later on, their dinosaur modes, but just the details on Sludge is nice. He's got like that weird radar or like targeting thing on his chest. That's a pretty cool detail I like. Some nice silver paint there, and then the gold. Yeah, I really like the gun too. His gun might be my favorite out of the three so far. I really love the bronze goldish color paint around there. And then just great sculpted detail. I love the head sculpt. Out of the three head sculpts, I'd say, I don't know, I kind of like Grimlock. I was about to say Sludge, but I think it's Grimlock for me. Slag seems a bit bland, even though I'm pretty sure it's cartoon accurate to how his head looked. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with Grimlock. A lot of people have been complaining, or have been complaining the past year and a half about this piece. Doesn't really bother me. I'm not like a G1 purist, and a lot of other people complain about all the paneled, greebly detailing all over these things, and I think it looks great. I freaking love it. Transformers fandom, I think, is the first toy fandom that complains about more added detail for your money's worth. So I mean, I don't know what they're talking about, but I get where they're coming from if you're like a G1 purist that want these things as accurate as possible. But in terms of articulation, I think who I like the most would be, I think I gotta go with Slag or Grimlock. Because Slag, he has the double-jointed knees that go in basically as much as you need there. He has the double elbows. How far do his double elbows bend? Yeah, his elbow, Slag's elbows bend in a little bit more than Sludge's, and then Grimlock. Oh, I bumped my camera. Yeah, I'd say Slag. Let me back that up. I'd say Slag has the deepest elbow bend. Let me know down in the comments below. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's definitely not Sludge. I think it's one of these two. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Slug in terms of head not head articulation, articulation overall. But Grimlock does have the filled-in ankle pivot there, which is a great detail. Love that. And yeah, he has the DNA upgrade design kit, so filled-in elbows. He has his sword. I don't know if I'm going to get the upgrade kits for the other two, and then for the inevitable ones with Snarl and Swoop. But I definitely do want to complete the team, that's what I know. My favorite design out of the three... I don't know. I don't want to sound cliche, but I don't want to lie on video either. I gotta go with my boy Grimlock. Not gonna lie. For me, Sludge, and I've seen other people like on Instagram posing him around have the same sort of look to him. Like when you stand him up, he sort of leans back just a little bit, just a tad. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. It kind of annoys me sometimes when I'm trying to get them in a nice team shot vanilla pose. But yeah, in terms of design, I'd go Grimlock, then I think I like Sludge second, and then Slag because his broad chest and then his skimpy arms aren't my favorite. So yeah, Slag is the last. But then Sludge, like I said, isn't perfect either with that little bit of leaning he's got. So in terms of design, I think Grimlock is the best designed one here. So yeah, really loving my boy. And I think all of them are great, just to be honest. I think all of them are the best Dinobots we're going to get from Hasbro in a while. And for some size comparisons... Here he is. Here they are with Optimus, the main leader himself, the chief and commander. Here he is. Here they are with their creator, Wheeljack, the boy, and the leader of the big bad Decepticons, Megatron. And just for the fun of it, here he is with... I keep saying his, but it's three of them, obviously. Ironhide. Haven't done a video on him. If you guys have been keeping up with my community posts and my last toy photography breakdown video, you'll know what happened with this leg. You could sort of see it on video already, but yeah, I got a new one coming in soon, so I'll do a video on that at some point here in the near future. But here's that. And then Jixus. Here's Jixus. Put them on. Let me put them to the side here. Jixus. And the Seeker mold. Thundercracker. I don't have Starscream nearby, but they're the same exact mold, so doesn't really matter too much. Seeker mold. So yeah, they tower over everybody. And the funniest thing is, I really wanted to see how Grimlock and Jixus looked when I was anticipating getting these guys in. Because, you know, Jixus is like the Thanos of Transformers, and I'd say Grimlock is like the Hulk of Transformers. And, like, ever since Infinity War and these figures came out, I'm like, you know, it would be so cool for somebody to, like, recreate the Hulk versus Thanos scene at the beginning of Infinity War. And seeing these two together is just great to me. I don't know why. Don't ask me. It's just an obsession I have right here. Yeah, these two look pretty badass together. And with the other three Dinobots in general, I mean, Just look at all this goodness we've gotten over the past few years. Just perfect well, not perfect, obviously. No figure is perfect, but the best representations of some of these characters in recent years, man. I just wish if the QC was a bit better on certain figures. Ironhide and Legacy Inferno. Speaking of which, here are the new Legacy Voyagers next to the 3 big Dino Boys. And this looks great. I mean, I love these 2 right here. Besides, I'll get into this more in Inferno's review. If you keep up with me on Instagram, you'll know that I'm doing stop-motion reviews on both of these guys at some point here soon. And here are their Dino modes. And they get pretty small when they get into Dino mode. I was surprised when I first transformed them in hand. Here's Optimus with them. So I don't remember how accurate that is, if that's accurate at all, or if it's out of scale. But yeah, they get quite a bit smaller, especially Sludge there, that boy. He is my least favorite Dino mode. Like, I just don't like the way his feet hang from his stomach. I just don't like that big gap there. I just don't like the way it looks. My favorite Dino mode goes to Slug, or Slag, whatever. And they all have those ports there in their mouth for, if it would focus, there we go. Port right there for blast effects, flame effects. I tried the effects from the Last Night Megatron. That doesn't work because it was just a peg. There wasn't a peg hole in there, so whatever. But I love the transformation, how the head like forms the roof of his mouth right there. That is just genius. I love the way the chest transforms and the legs. And it is fantastic how they were able to get the gun to act as a part of his tail. Like, other than the colors not matching up, which really isn't that big of a deal, it just looks like extra detailing. Is just really cool. Great transformation for Slag. And then Grimlock's transformation isn't too bad either. I think it's pretty good. I just don't like, I don't know if that's accurate at all, but I just don't like this gap on his back there. Like, I don't know if that's accurate, like I said, but whatever. Not too big of a deal, unlike Sludge here with look at him, he's just falling apart. But I still like Sludge. He's still a great figure to me. But still not as bad as Sludge to me. Like, just look at that. I just don't like the way his Dino mode looks at all, but it's still the best. Mouth opens up. And I think his head sculpt is actually the best, though. That's like the... Oop, I knocked it. His head sculpt is like the best, I'd say. Pretty fantastic dino-y head right there. And their articulation, you already know the articulation. But yeah, I just want to do a quick overview of these things. In terms of articulation and Dino mode, I'd say Grimlock has the best, and then I'd say maybe Sludge second, and then last would be Slag, because he has absolutely no head articulation other than the mouth opening and closing. So yeah, but yeah, quick overview on these things. You know, I told you guys about my favorite size comparisons, what I like about these figures after having them for almost a week now. So bring on Snarl and Swoop. They're definitely coming next year. There were listings for both of them, I think, for next year at some point. So yep, I'm hyped, and stay tuned for more on this channel. Tomorrow I got the Crosswise stop motion skit coming, then Spark Eater in like a week or two. So a lot of great things happen on this channel. Subscribe if you're already not. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say in this video. See ya.
Congratulations, you have made it to the end of this video.